Welcome, everybody, as we are at Sam Crawford Field. It is Wahoo Bishop Newman Warrior baseball on a breezy Thursday evening as they are wrapping up the Trailblazer Conference tournament going on. I want to say thank you to sponsors. Today's game sponsor is actually Wahoo Concrete, and we do want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of all of the action from the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Again, welcome the Clippers to face off against the Warriors. Elimination game right here, as this will be the last home game for the Warriors for a little while. The loss on Tuesday against Beatrice sealed that they won't be able to be back here for the end of the tournament. So we will see what this game brings out as we continue on. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're seeing right here before us. So it is the 8-3 Wahoo Bishop Newman Warriors taking on the 9-4 Malcolm Clippers. So Malcolm, historically a pretty big powerhouse. We'll see what has happened to get to this point. On Tuesday, the Warriors faced off and lost 7-6 in a heartbreak, and they battled that to the very end on Tuesday evening. It went pretty late as that game just continued on. Today we'll see how this game plays out. Then they will be on the road. The Warriors will be on the road next against Platte Valley, and then off to Beatrice on the 23rd. And then we will see them at Elkhorn before coming back home on the 28th, as they will face off against Lincoln Christian High School. So again, it's going to be a while on the road. We'll see how you can be able to watch all of that stuff as we continue on. Let's go ahead and take a look at Malcolm, as their schedule, again, 9-4, always a tough schedule, a good team to face off against. Losses include Platte Valley, Lincoln Lutheran High School, Ralston, and Platteview was what they were dealing with. But now they're going to be coming here tonight. And then, let's see. Looks like they're going to be at home against Beatrice or Plattsmouth, then Beatrice, and then Arlington. So they have a home streak coming up next week to be able to see them play. So, again, congratulations to both teams as we're getting into this. And then really not too long after that, we get into districts, sub-districts, districts. See who is able to advance and go forward and be able to move on to state. We are just really a couple weeks away from that right now. The weather is beautiful, about 84 degrees, but the breeze is coming in out of the south, out of right field. So that's going to really impact the play quite a bit, especially any pop flies. We'll see those move over probably towards, if they're hit over into the right field, they might come back at us a little bit, but over in center or left field, they're going to sway down the third base side. So we'll keep a close eye on that for you. And again, you can watch that anytime. If you have somebody who needs to watch this game, not able to do it live, you can always go back to Saunders County Online or Wahoo Public Schools YouTube channels and watch all the activities anytime. And again, it's always free as we continue to bring this to you because of the cooperation and the support of all of the boosters for the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. Well, as the Clippers are on the field, let's go ahead and take a moment here, a couple minutes away from the start of first pitch of this. So the Malcolm Clippers, let's go ahead and run through their lineup. Lead off is their third baseman, a senior, Brixton Meyer, he's going to be starting off the batting round, and then going down to the catcher, which is Preston Kuchera, a junior for the Malcolm Clippers. Third in the batting lineup is pitcher Chase Smith, a senior, starting off as a pitcher for the Clippers on the mound right now. And then we go to the fourth position, the cleanup batter, first baseman Gavin Little, a junior. So we'll see him play for a couple of years coming up. We're going to be seeing quite a few juniors play as we continue on here. Fifth in the batting lineup for the Clippers, right fielder Justin Wyszynski, a senior. He's going to be stepping in there. And sixth is the center fielder Nolan Duzick, and he is a junior. Seventh is third baseman Mason Ziegler, a junior. And going eighth in the batting lineup is the designated hitter Isaiah Beza. He is a junior as well. Ninth, wrapping up the batting lineup, second baseman Austin Sykes is a senior. And then that leaves out left fielder Kenton McGill, not in the batting lineup. Turning things over and looking at the Wahoo Bishop Newman Warrior baseball team and their lineups. The lead up in the batter when they're up will be pitcher Caden Christian, a senior from Wahoo Public. And then following him will be first baseman Willie Ullery, and he is a sophomore from Bishop Newman. Third in the batting lineup is third baseman Jace Kaminsky, a senior from Wahoo. A lot of big plans, a big future for him. Fourth in the batting lineup is catcher Quinn Shutt, the junior from Bishop Newman. Fifth in the batting lineup is right fielder Alex Berry, senior from Bishop Newman. Sixth is we're going to see the shortstop Brody Milliken, a freshman from Wahoo Public. Seventh is the designated hitter J.D. Ohm, the senior from Wahoo Public. And then we go eighth to the second baseman Braylon Pecos, another freshman from Wahoo Public. And then ninth, left fielder Josh Fox, a senior from Wahoo. So a couple of freshmen coming into play today as getting some experience. Now this one again is an elimination game for the Trailblazer Conference, as both teams lost leading into this. And so we will keep you in the know as we continue on. And again, say thank you to all the sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner. All activities that we do, we bring to you. And they are always front and center or upper left and right there, always for you to be able to see it. Well, I'll say a big thank you to the Booster Club and all of those sponsors for making sure that these broadcasts can always come your way. You are always free, never have to pay for it, and you can watch it anytime, over and over, as much as you want to. Again, it's the way high school should be, isn't it? So, again, let's go ahead and say thank you to all those sponsors for keeping us going. And coaches have stepped away, so we'll probably be getting the national anthem and everything up here in a moment. So, again, we get ready for that and they run through the lineups. Again, tonight's game is sponsored by Wahoo Concrete. And we do want to say, again, big thank you to all of the sponsors that are a part of the Wahoo Booster Activities Club. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. So as we go in, as we're just waiting for the starting lineups, so we already went through those. Again, it's going to be a good game. Wind is definitely a potential to be impactful. Right now, we're seeing sunny skies, 86 degrees, and taking a look at details here. Let's get the details in. And that wind is coming out of the south, 18 miles per hour, gusting into the mid-20s. Definitely could have an impact. 14% humidity, so I'm going to have to drink a lot of fluids to stay hydrated here. And so that is, again, certainly all the lack of humidity is going to let that ball fly as much as possible. So are getting ready to do the lineups for the Warriors. And we are looking forward to a great game coming up before us. National anthem complete, and we're ready to play ball. As a reminder, did you know that in honoring those that serve and America, that yesterday was a very unique day. Most people don't realize it was called a National Purple It Up Day, and what that was is actually to be able to remind everybody to say thank you to the children, because of their sacrifice, of the children of those who serve, because they're not able to spend as much time with their families, their parents, as they would like to. So they also give a sacrifice to be able to serve the country. So that was an interesting thing that I did not know about until yesterday. So, all right, well, we were about ready to get started with some baseball, and out on the mound pitching is Caden Christian. He's going to be pitching down to the catcher is Quinn Shutt. Over on first is Willie Ullery. Second base is Braden Pecos. Third base, Chase Kaminsky. As shortstop is being held down by Brody Milliken. Out in left field, Josh Fox. Center field is Brody Wimmer. And right field, Alex Berry. Waiting for the warm-up to be complete, and then we will be able to have the official start time, which we're pretty close to being on time, 5:03 right now, so probably going to be about 5:05 when the official start. And there goes the throw out to second, and Hop picked up, and we are ready for some baseball. Leadoff batter is third baseman Brixton Myers, senior for the Clippers. Stepping up, being able to bat. It can be a right-hander. And this one certainly could pull this down the left field side. But again, if we go down third baseline, the wind is going to be impactful to be pulling that out of bounds. So wind up, and the first pitch is on the way, and that one's in there for a called strike. So 5:04 is the official start. So 0-1 lead off pitch right there. Wind up, and that is high and outside, 1-1. Can tell by the microphone a little bit. A lot of breeze out here today. Wind up that pitch outside. 2-1 is the count now going to Brixton Meyer. High, and that puts 3-1. And so that is putting Caden Christian behind on the count. Started off with a strike, not able to get it right in there. Then after that, then swing, and that is sent out to right center field. Coming over, Barry is able to get underneath that for the out. So Alex Barry, real legs over, be able to pull that one in. Again, the wind, I think really what happened is it got set up there and it slowed down with the wind. Now that brings up the catcher, Preston Kuchera, the junior for Malcolm Clippers. First pitch outside for ball one. Got to hold tight to your papers today. Second one, it's high. That's a 2-0 to Preston Kuchera, the junior, a catcher for the Clippers. Wind up next pitch, and that one gets in there for a called strike. Wind up pitch, high. 3-1. And that is a free base. Now we bring up the pitcher, Chase Smith, senior, stepping into the batting box. Pitch is high and inside for ball one. One out. Off-speed pitch stays a little high yet, so that puts us in a 2-0. Just my phone was buzzing. I was, what's going on? Oh, there's a quick reminder to all Wahoo Public Schools students and families that there is no school tomorrow in service day. Last one for the year, last day off there. And that is a hit by pitch. So that brings up Chase Smith, hit by pitch, and that brings up first baseman Gavin Little, Jr. So one out, runners on first and second. And we have a courtesy runner over at first base. That's Miles McGill, the junior, stepping up to be able to courtesy run for the pitcher. So we have Caden Christian gets the call. Throw in is across the inside edge of the plate for the strike. 0-1. Wind up, checks a runner at second. Throws on the way, swing and a miss. Brings up the 0-2. So it's an 0-2, 1 out, runners on first and second. Christian, the throw comes in, that's called ball 1. So it's a 1-2. So we've had a walk and a hit by pitch and a pop out so far. And now we have a 1-2 and now a 2-2. Counts even at 2 as that off speed stays high. Checks a runner, the throw comes in, swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout. So Gavin Little with a strikeout. That brings up number 20 right fielder Justin Wazinski, the senior, stepping in. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Christian checks a runner at second. Throw comes in, and that's just a little too high for ball 1. Wind up. Pitch is being delivered, and high and inside for ball 2. 2-0. See if the wind dies down here a little bit. Again, it was throw goes out to second. Good throw, but out over there at second, we saw the runner get back on base. So that was actually Kuchera, who was walked. Wind up pitch high. That puts us in a 3-0 with 2 outs, runners on first and second. So there is an open base. But Christian would like to wrap this one up right now. Checks a runner, throw, and that's high and inside. So walk number 2. Goes to Wyszynski. And we now go to center fielder Nolan Duzick Jr. So he is a junior for the Clippers, left-handed batter. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Christian and the Warriors want to wrap this up now. Pitch gets out the outside edge for the strike. Pitch being delivered, and that again across the outside edge of the plate, almost identical for an 0-2. 2 outs. Bases are loaded. One more strike will clean this up. Wind up pitch, and that one's high for ball. 1-2. So Christian still ahead on the count on the pitch. Steps off the mound, takes a moment. Duzick steps back in, gets ready. Christian likes what he sees up, and time is called. So we see Nolan Duzick take time. Steps out. Counts 1-2 with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. The wind's adjusting a little bit, thankfully. Wind up that pitch, swing, and that's chipped back for a foul ball and keeps the count 1-2. So Duzick looking to stay alive right now. Pitch being delivered, swing, and that's fouled over 5th Street. Still, count is 1-2 with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. One, two, outside, too far outside, so close. But counts even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases are loaded. Christian likes that outside corner. Throw comes in, swing, and that goes straight to Christian. The throw to first is in time for the out. So with that, stranding all 3 bases loaded. They had a no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, pop out, strikeout, and then a ground out. So that wraps up the top of the first inning. Want to say thank you again to all of the sponsors, part of the Falcon and Pride Booster Club. Today's game sponsor is our friends over at Wahoo Concrete. Again, let's say thank you to all the sponsors from the area: JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Take a moment here, so I will partake in a beverage as it is a dry day out here. 14% humidity and 18-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the south. It's definitely going to dry everybody out here. Welcome as we are back at Sam Crawford Field. Taking a little extra moment to be able to get set up for the Clippers because the catcher had to, Preston Kuchera had to get all sorts of set back up in his gear. So that was the warm-up pitches are complete. And leadoff batter for the Warriors is pitcher Caden Christian. He's going to start things off. On deck is first baseman Willie Ullery, then third baseman Jace Kaminsky. Wind up pitch is right down the middle for called strike 1. Wind up next pitch, showing kind of bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. 1-1. Bottom of the first inning. Pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-0. Next pitch being delivered, swing, and that is fouled over the 5th Street into the parking lot behind us. And count goes even at 2. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of foul balls go that direction with the way the wind is. Swing and a miss. So that is 1 up, 1 down, and that brings up the next Willie Ullery, first baseman. So he is a sophomore from Bishop Neumann. Showing bunt, and he bunts that down the third base liner. Great bunt, picked up by third base, and the throw is wild, goes all the way to the fence. He wraps around and slides into second just in time. So that's going to bring an error. And puts Ullery on second. Now we have Chase Kaminsky. One out, runner on second. First pitch inside, but right across the inside edge of the plate, called strike one. Clippers had bases loaded. Were threatening, just not able to pull the trigger high and outside for ball one. 1-1, one out. Runner on second. Smith checks runner. A nice hit. Base hit over to left field. Grounder gets all the way out. So Kaminsky with a base hit puts runners on the corners. Now we go to the catcher, Quinn Shutt, junior from Bishop Newman. One out and runners on the corners. Chase Smith on the mound. When he was that bad, he got on base because he was bit. Throw goes over to first. And so Kaminsky had to really dive to get back on time on that one. Smith delivers a pitch, and that is popped up out of play on the third base side. And any vehicle underneath that one has a good dent in it now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's an 0-1. Didn't reset from the last time. 0-1. That pitch is wild all the way to the backstop. The throw goes in and safe. So with that, Ullery able to get the score. And that advances Kaminsky. So right there, the Warriors take the lead, and stepping back in, Quinn Shutt with a 1-1 pitch. That one's across the middle for strike two. One out. Warriors take the early lead. Bottom of the first inning. Next pitch delivered, swing and missed on that one. So that is the second strikeout. So Shutt struck out, and now that brings up right fielder Alex Berry. That first pitch got called ball. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on second. Kaminsky looking to be able to, he's taking a pretty good lead out there at second base. Smith checks the runner. Pitch on the way, and that's high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch delivers, swing, and that's popped up, and that goes right behind the press box into the handicap parking. So counts even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Deuces wild is what they would call on this one. Smith checks the runner. Pitch on the way, swing, and that is fouled off. Keeps the count even at 2. Wind is adjusted a little bit, thankfully. Not having to chase papers down here. Smith checks Kaminsky. Throw is high. Count goes full now. And so Berry, with a payoff pitch, steps back into the batting box. 2 outs, runner on second. Full count. Smith with the payoff pitch, and that's outside for the ball. So, Barry keeps things alive with a walk, and that brings up 6th in the batting lineup, shortstop Brody Milliken. Brody Milliken, a left-handed hitter, freshman for Wahoo Public. So 2 outs, runners on first and second. Smith checks Kaminsky, showing bunt. And that one goes foul. That was a pop out foul to the third base dugout. Can't sacrifice because there are 2 outs here. Wind up the pitch, swing, and that gets over to shortstop. The fielder's choice goes to second, and time for the out. Brody Milliken grounds out, stranding runners on first and second, but drawing the first score, or getting all the way around, we see Willie Ullery able to make it all the way around. Jace Kaminsky in second base, and then wrapping things up 1-0 as we will come back. Top of the second inning for the Malkin Clippers bats right after this on BSDN Live and Saunders County Online Wahoo Public Schools YouTubes. Going to the top of the second inning, we have the Clippers bringing out 7th in their lineup, third baseman Mason Ziegler. Ziegler, going to be the junior right-hander for Malcolm. Warriors leading 1-0. They had 2 hits. There was an error and 1 run, bottom of the first. Christian delivers the first pitch, and that's outside, a little too far outside for the likings of the home plate umpire. 1-0. Pitch being delivered. Swing, and that is sent out to right field, and underneath that, great catch. Second one that Alex Berry was able to reel that one in. So that brings up designated hitter Isaac Beza, another junior. Christian delivers, and that one's across the top of the numbers on the outside edge of the plate for strike 1. Wind up pitch being delivered, and that one stays high. 1-1. Good crowd out here at Sam Crawford Field today. Game's a little bit later. Swing, and that goes out to center field. Go rolling back. Shortstop as we see Brody Milliken reel that one in for the out. So there's 2 pop-outs in a row. And that brings us to the bottom of the lineup for the Clippers. Second baseman Austin Sykes. Nobody on base. That one gets across for a strike 1. Next pitch delivered, and that's outside. 1-1. Christian with the pitch delivered, and check swing is called a strike on that one. Said he went too far around. And that one right down the middle. Strike 3. So, bottom of the order, struck out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody on base. That's completes 1.5, and the Warriors with the lead. And we'll come back with their batters, and we'll see who's going to be up next. I believe that's going to be the designated hitter, J.D. Ohms, coming up right after this. Let's go ahead and say thank you again to all the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. All of the sponsors part of the Wahoo Warrior Athletic Booster Club. I want to say thank you to them for bringing all of these activities on BSDN Live, Saunders County Online, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube channels, all for free all year long. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, Free First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. So we do have DJ Ohm, designated hitter, stepping in as the leadoff batter. And he is actually 7th in the batting lineup, really exactly where the Clippers started off. They had 7, 8, 9. So to the Warriors, they just managed to be able to get. And that was a nice hit going out to center field and getting underneath it. Being able to adjust and reel that one in was Nolan Duzick. So DJ Ohm just got a hold of that one, but the wind probably slowed that down as well, just not quite far enough. So pop out, that's the first out. And that brings up second baseman Braylon Pecos. First pitch high and inside for ball one. Freshman from Wahoo Public in the batting box. Wind up, the next pitch being delivered, and that one's down the middle for a strike. 1-1. Left fielder Josh Fox coming up next, and 9th in the batting lineup. 2 balls, 1 strike to Pecos. Next pitch being delivered, and that one right down the middle. Counts even at 2 with 1 out. Nobody on base. We're at the bottom of the second inning. Warriors lead the Clippers 1-0. Next pitch, swing and a miss. So struck out right there for Pecos, and that brings us to the bottom of the lineup. Josh Fox stepping into the batting box. Looking to be able to get onto base. Wind up pitches right outside edge and called strike. Next pitch being delivered and swing, and that's down the first base line, and that is going out of play. So that brings up an 0-2 to Fox. Looking to get on base and keep the bats going. Next pitch, and that is outside, 1-2. Caden Christian is on deck, top of the lineup. Next pitch delivered inside, and that is fouled back, keeps the count 1-2. That was kind of a protective swing for himself on that one, keeps himself alive. And pitch delivered, swing, and that is chipped out, goes to shortstop. The 6-3 is in time. So Fox with the ground out. And that concludes 2 and puts everybody at the top of the lineup going into the 3rd inning. So we're going to take a quick break right here. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner as they are a part of all of our broadcasts, part of the Wahoo Warrior Athletic Booster Club sponsorship of all of our games that we bring to you right here on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Well, we're at the top of the third inning at Sam Crawford Field. It is Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warrior Baseball taking on the Malcolm Clippers, a part of the Trailblazer Conference tournament, the elimination round going on right now. And say thank you to all the sponsors that you see in the upper left-hand corner. Well, we are at the leadoff batter for both teams as we get into the third. Showing bunt, and that is at bat third baseman Brixton Meyer. He popped out top of the first inning, lead off, but we'll see what happens here. 1-0 swing, and that is a grounder, gets out into left, so he has a base hit. So leadoff base hit, that brings up catcher Preston Kuchera, walked the first time at bat. Wind-up pitch showing bunt, and that goes straight down the first base line. And not able to tag, not able to do anything. Oh, so he was called as he deviated from the line to avoid the tag. He is called out. So he ran outside the line to avoid the tag. So that becomes an out. So they are looking at that and being able to talk. Now, the home plate umpire is going to have the best view of that. Home plate and the infield umpire are going to talk about what they saw. Yep, so verified. If my guess is that since he ended up going in the grass towards the dugout, that's pretty much when, as soon as you touch the grass, that's what's going to cause that issue to happen. So that is an out, takes the runner back to first. And so with that, now there's a discussion because the umpires pulled Brixton Meyer back to first instead of letting him go forward. And so Malcolm and his coaches are really fighting this one, but now, guess what? You can fight all you want. The umpires are going to win on this one. Now we have Chase Smith at bat. One out, runner on first. And the first time he was at bat he was hit by pitch. See what happens this time. First, and that one's low and inside for ball one. Throw goes over to first. Without any issue. We see Meyer get back on the bag. Smith back in to the batter's box. 1-0. Christian off speed, stays high, 2-0. Jay Smith steps back into the batting box. 2-0. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Throw goes over to first. Two balls, one strike, and we see Meyer get back on the bag. So we have a 2-1 with 1 out. Pitch on the way, swing, and that is pop foul. Count's now even at 2. Battle of the pitchers going on right now in front of us. Top of the third inning, Warriors with a 1-0 lead over the Malcolm Clippers. Controversy, if you want to rewind the tape a little bit, go back and watch the controversy of the run down first base. Next pitch, and that one brings the count full, 3-2. Low and inside. And we're seeing Caden Christian favoring that low inside corner, trying to get across there. Gets a call, he wants a pitch on the way, swing, and that's foul down just past the third base dugout. Keeps the count full, 3-2. Throw goes over to first. Meyer, no issue, getting back onto the bag. He wasn't leading that far. So 1 out, runner on first. Full count. That pitch just high and gives a free base. So first was a hit by pitch and then a walk. And that brings 1 out, runners on first and second. And at bat is first baseman Gavin Little. Now running, courtesy running, is Miles McGill. Courtesy running for Smith over at first. Christian checks a runner at second. Pitch on the way, and that's on the inside edge of the plate for strike 1. So Gavin Little, first at bat, struck out, top of the first inning. Next pitch being delivered, and that one right down the middle for strike 2. Wind up, steps off the bag and looks to go to second base. Takes Meyer back to the bag. Now Christian with the 0-2, 1 out, runners on first and second. Checks runner, and pitch gets in there for strike 3. Second time up, second time struck out. That was Gavin Little, first baseman. So now we go to fifth in the batting lineup. Right fielder Justin Wazinski walked first at bat. Now we have 2 outs, runners on first and second. Throw goes over to second. Meyer able to get back on the bag. So Milliken covering pretty good on the second base from shortstop. Christian gets the call, checks the runner. Pitch is on his way, and that's low for ball 1. Top of the first inning, we were in a similar situation. And when we see Wazinski walk, the bases were loaded, and therefore a called strike. And then center fielder Nolan Duzick ended up with the out. And that way, the Warriors didn't have to worry about it. Sent out to left field, and right there into the glove was Josh Fox for the out. Stranding runners on first and second. One hit, no errors, no runs. We'll come back with the bottom of the third inning as the Warriors lead 1-0 over the Clippers. As we get ready, 2.5 complete, the Warriors with the lead. I want to say again, thank you to all the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. Also, all the sponsors, a part of the Warrior Athletic Booster Club, include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. First call on that is a strike one. Swing, and that gets popped and hits the lights for strike two. So, Caden Christian, leadoff batter, struck out the first at bat. Leadoff batter. Next pitch, swing, and that is grounded out, picked up by second base. So the 4-3 connection for the ground out. Now that brings up first baseman Willie Ellery. So he was able to get on base with an error and then was able to bring all the way around. He is the lone scorer of the game so far. Next pitch delivered, and that was high and inside. Had to duck that one from getting hit in the head on that one. So 1-0. Next pitch. That one's low. Ball two. Wind-up pitch being delivered. Swing, and that is sent out into a grounder into center field for a base hit. Second time up, second time on base for Ullery. So with one out, runner on first, Jace Kaminsky had a base hit last time he was on up here, and so really reminiscent of what's happening top of the first inning. Both teams doing kind of repeat of what's happened there. So Chase Smith gets the count. Pitch inside edge for a strike. So 0-1 to Kaminsky. Next pitch. Swing, and that gets loped out, and left fielder Kenton McGill able to reel it in for the out. So that brings up 2 outs, runner on first. And the cleanup batter right now, Quinn Shutt, the catcher, struck out the first time at bat. pitch comes in, and throw goes out to second, and a wild throw goes out to center field. Ullery able to get all the way around to third base off of that error. Second time that he has been able to advance off of errors. So 1-0 is the count. 2 outs, runner on third. Pitch on the way, and that's outside for 2-0. Smith checks Ullery. Pitch comes in, and that's fouled back for a 2-1. Next pitch, and that is called strike 2. So, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Pitch delivered, swing and miss, strike 3. So a base hit, an error, and a run, no runs, but a runner stranded on third. So close, and that wraps up 3 innings. And the Warriors, Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warriors, lead over the Malcolm Clippers 1-0 as we go to the top of the 4th, right after we take a little break right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online, Wahoo Public Schools YouTubes. All right, well, thank you for being a part of our broadcast right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Bring you live coverage, and you can go back and watch anytime you want. It is Wahoo Bishop Neumann Warrior Baseball. Today it is the Trailblazer Conference elimination game as the Warriors taking on the Clippers. The Warriors going in to the top of the 4th inning with the 1-0 lead. Leadoff batter at the top of this will be the 6th in the batting lineup, center fielder Nolan Duzick. So 6, 7, 8, and Mason Ziegler, and then designated hitter Isaiah Beza. So leadoff, Nolan Duzick grounded out, and that wrapped up the top of the 1st inning with bases loaded. He grounded out, and then now we see him leading off. We'll see what happens here. Pitch on the way, and that's inside edge for strike 1. So Caden Christian continuing to pitch well. Next pitch on the way, and swing, and that's foul down the third base line. Goes out of play. On to 5th Street behind Sam Crawford. So 0-2 is the count for the leadoff batter. Line up the pitch and swing, and that is chipped down the third baseline, foul. Keeps the count 0-2. Wind up, next pitch delivered, and that's high and outside. Now it's a 1-2. And that wind is picked up yet again. Swing and fouled. Wind's coming out of right field. At the first pitch, it was 18 miles an hour, gusting into the mid-20s, and it calmed down for a little bit, but it's back. And next pitch, swing, and that gets popped up. Again, the wind is carrying a little bit more so. Folks in the top row down the third base line watching to see whose car gets hit. Wind up pitch, and that is inside for ball 2. Counts even at 2. We're at the leadoff batter, top of the 4th inning for the Clippers. Swing, and that is popped straight up. Consistency, and it just gets outside of the park. Behind the third base dugout. Counts even at 2, continued. And swing, and that is fouled down the first baseline. He pulled that one, got a little ahead of it. Coach down the first baseline had to kind of duck on that one. Wind up, pitch, swing, and that is sent out. Picked up, second base, throw over to first is in time. So grounded out, the 4-3. So Pecos goes over to Ullery for the out. And that brings up third baseman Mason Ziegler. He popped out first inning. Swing, that's fouled back for strike 1. So 0-1, 1 out, nobody on base. Top of the 4th inning. Warriors with a 1-0 lead over the Clippers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. At 0-2, and that one, off-speed pitch, drops in on the outside edge, or inside edge, for strike 3. So Mason Ziegler goes down with a strikeout. And that brings up designated hitter Isaiah Beza, popped out. Top of the, actually top of the 3rd inning. I'm sorry, top of the 2nd inning. That's where that was at. Sorry, keep up. Strike, swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 outs, nobody on base. And next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. So top of the 4th inning, Warriors. Strikeout, strikeout, ground out, and that is it for that. So, again, we'll come back with the bottom of the 4th inning and the Warrior bats. But first, let's again say thank you to all the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete at the Trailblazer Conference Tournament. And we also want to say thank you to all the sponsors that are part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, we're going to be at the bottom of the 4th inning. Warriors with the lead, and leadoff batter is right fielder Alex Berry. Walked first time at bat. Fifth in the batting lineup. Pitch delivered, and that is high and inside for ball 1. Next pitch delivered. Swing, and that's down the third base line, picked up by third base. Throw over to first is in time. So the 5-3 gets the out. Milliken. Brody Milliken, shortstop. At bat, sixth in the batting lineup. He grounded out last time at bat. Left-handed freshman from Wahoo Public. First pitch being delivered and the swing, and that's fouled back for a strike one. Home plate umpire delivering in person that ball, giving the catcher. So Kachera giving him a moment to be able to recover from that. Bounced off of him pretty good. So the 0-1 with one out delivered, and that one's right down the middle for a strike. 0-2. Next pitch being delivered. Swing, and that goes down. Gets into right field. All right, able to get on base with a grounder. And a base hit. So DJ Ohm at bat, the designated hitter. He popped out last time he was at bat. One out, runner on first. Pitch being delivered, swing, and that's sent foul to the third base dugout. Strike one. Smith checks the runner at first. Delivers the pitch. Run is on its way. Grounder goes over to shortstop, and the fielder's choice goes over to first and is able to get DJ Ohm out, but the sacrifice moves the runner ahead. So that puts us eighth in the batting lineup. Second baseman Braylon Peixas. Struck out first time at bat. So two out, runner on second. Vegas looking to keep the bats going for the Warriors. Timeout called by the catcher. So Kachera wanting to go out. Talk to Smith. It's like a little bit of confusion going on in some of the calls there. Now we're getting back in and set in, so that brings Pecos back in. Or Pecos. Swing, and that is chipped out, gets into left field. Right there we see run comes around, and unfortunately he is out. Aggressive play as Brody Milliken just did not beat that. The ball was waiting for him at home for the third out. So that wraps up 4 innings. Just a little too aggressive, as that was a good throw straight to the home plate for the tag out. And that's one of those that everybody's going to want that one back. So, come to the top of the 5th inning. Warriors maintain the lead 1-0 over the Clippers right here on BSDN Live, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Wahoo Concrete's today's game sponsor. As we're at the top of the 5th inning, Warriors looking to hold on to this one, and we are at the 9th in the lineup. Austin Sykes, second baseman, struck out the first time at bat. First throw was a strike. Christian, that second one called ball, a little bit low. 1-1. Leadoff batter, top of the 5th. Next pitch, off-speed pitch. Says that was low. From my angle, hard to say, but 2 balls, 1 strike. And that one exactly the same. 3-1. Nobody out. We're at the top of the 5th inning. Leadoff batter. Pitch in there, and that one is called strike. Not seeing much difference between the two, but we have a full call as a payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Struck out a second time for Sykes. So that brings us to the top of the order. So leadoff batter is Brixton Meyer, third baseman. Popped out, had a base hit. Stranded on base. Top of the 3rd. So now we're at the top of the 5th. He's back at bat. First pitch being delivered in that one. Again, almost looks identical to the other pitches that came in just previously. Next pitch delivered, and that one says low. 2-0. One out, nobody on base. Comes the through 2-0 swing, and that is popped out to left center field. And coming on over. There you go, left fielder Josh Fox able to bring that one in. So Gavin Little, that was Brixton Meyer with a pop out. And that brings up catcher Preston Kuchera. Walked, and then he ended up going out of the line for the tag out. First pitch in there. Called strike. And second one called strike. 0-2. 2 outs. Nobody on base. I know somebody's going to be going back and looking at the film on that last run. High for 1-0. 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Nobody on base. Top of the 5th inning. Warriors with a 1-0 lead against the Clippers. And that pitch, off-speed pitch, drops in for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the 1-0 lead for the Warriors. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. I want to say thank you to all of the Wahoo Athletic sport sponsors, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors. Sit down to Wahoo titles. Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. All right, the Warriors, they don't have to do anything fancy. They just have to hold the status quo right now. But anything they can do to pad the lead a little bit would be, obviously they want to be able to do that right there. Left fielder Josh Fox stepping into the batting box. First pitch swung on, that's foul back. Wind up, next pitch delivered, and that one gets across for strike 2. So Fox, he grounded out his first time at bat. Next one swung, and that was a line drive straight into the glove of Austin Sykes, second baseman. So a ground out, then a line out. So now we go to the top of the order. Pitcher Caden Christian struck out, grounded out. Struck out top of the bottom of the first, grounded out bottom of the third. Now we're at the bottom of the fifth. Next pitch inside, a little too far for a ball 1. Smith gets the call, wind up the pitch, and that's outside edge for the strike. 1-1, 1 out. Pitch is delivered, swing, and that's fouled. Over to 5th Street. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caden Christian back in the batting box, left-handed. A swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout. So strikeout a second time. That brings up first baseman Willie Ullery. He's been able to get on base every time, so he got on with an error, and he is the lone scorer so far in this game. He had a base hit and then stranded on the bottom of the third. Pitch high and inside for ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch delivered, and that one gets across for a strike. Pitch is delivered, swing, and that is popped up, and that is being chased down and gloved by the catcher. So Kachera able to get that just before it goes to the first base dugout for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 5 complete. Warriors holding on to that 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Again, I want to say thank you to all of the Warrior Athletic Booster Club sponsors. You can see them always in the upper left-hand corner of our activities, making sure that we bring all of these activities to you 100% free. You can watch them all you want, anytime you want. Again, say thank you, as today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. Other sponsors include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank of Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, and Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Home plate umpire is going over and collecting some ball for some backups, so we still have out. So Caden Christian continuing to pitch. At bat for the Clippers is Chase Smith, the pitcher. So hit by pitch and walked. Now we're at the top of the 6th inning. Pitch being delivered, and that's low for ball 1. Wind up next pitch. That one off speed, stays way high. Ball 2. So the 2-0 being delivered and then across the inside edge of the plate for the strike. 2-1. So Caden Christian really favoring the throw on the inside. Swung, and that goes down the line and then just goes foul again. If that wasn't for the wind, that would have been a great placement down the third base line. But that brings up the counts even at 2. So Chase Smith, third in the batting lineup, first. That one just off the mark according to the home plate umpire. So count is full. Payoff pitch on the way, and that one stays high for the walk. So the second time Chase Smith was walked. And we have Miles McGill courtesy running over at first now for Chase Smith. So Gavin Little now stepping in to the batting box. He has struck out both times he's been at bat. Nobody out, runner on first. Caden Christian gets the call. Throw goes over to first. And McGill able to get back onto the bag, no problem. Christian. Pitch on the way, showing bunt. Goes down the third base line, and fielder choice from Kaminsky goes over to first for the out. So, sacrifice. Moves the runner to second base. So now with one out, runner on second, right fielder Justin Wazinski walked, popped out. This is his third time at bat. Pitch is stay high for ball 1. Caden Christian checks a runner at second. McGill, pretty good lead. He backs up. Pitch on the way, and that one drops in for a strike. 1-1. Wind picking up. It's been off and on throughout the game so far. Christian checks McGill. Checks again. Pitch on the way, and that was just high. He had to duck, almost got hit by pitch on that one. So 2-1. One out, runner on second. Pitch on the way, swing, and that's foul back, and now the count is even at 2. Christian, pitch on the way, and that one gets out into center field. A grounder right over the top. And the throw into home, and not almost. That was a great throw, just not quite. So that base hit, RBI double ties up the game. Pitch is swung on and pop foul. So, Clippers tied up. Nolan Duzick at bat. Grounded out. Runner on second, one out. Swing, and that one gets popped. Foul, and over the lights of the third base side. 0-2. Christian checks a runner at second. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And struck out. And that brings up third baseman Mason Ziegler. Popped out, struck out. 2 outs and a runner on second. 1 run has come in. Pitch on the way, and that one's called strike on the outside edge. Next pitch, delivers swing, and that's fouled. But that does advance the runner. 0-2. With 2 outs. Runner's going to run on this one, I guarantee. On the way outside for 1-2. Wind-up pitch, an inside strike, and the throw goes over to first for the out. But not without 2 hits, 1 run, no errors. Stranding the runner on the third. Tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Warriors' bats coming up. They need to take action and do something with that as they face off against the Clippers from Malcolm right here on BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. I want to say thank you to all of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. Bottom of the 6th inning, leadoff batter Jace Kaminsky. Base hit, popped out. Now this is his 3rd time at bat. Called strike on that one, watched it go by. Comes the 0-1. Swing, and that is foul down the first base side and That one hit the light bar on the first base side. So we've had a couple of light bars hit today for an 0-2. Kaminsky back in the box. Alex Berry on deck. Swing, and that is sent down the first base line, but it goes foul. Bit of a slice on that one. Wind up, pitch delivered, and swing, and that is chipped down the third base line. And that is just barely foul. Keeps the count 0-2. Kaminsky, leadoff batter, bottom of the sixth inning, tied at 1. Warriors looking to get a run here, and if they can do that and hold off Malcolm, then they only have 3 more outs. Swing and that, with a huge jump over at first, we see Gavin Little snag that one just higher than he should have for the out. Would have been a great place if he just missed that one. Popped out for Kaminsky. Now we go Quentin Shutt, catcher, stepping in. High and outside for ball 1. One out, nobody on base. Swing, and that is fouled on the first base side for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on base. Pitch delivered, swing and a miss. 1-2. That wind is picking up again. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs. And that brings up Alex Berry. Walked the first time. Grounded out. 2 outs, nobody on base. First pitch, swing, and that gets popped straight back into behind the press box. And somebody's car got hit. Wind up, next pitch. And that one's outside. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on base. Battle right here between the Warriors and the Clippers. Swing, and that gets chipped out to left field. Adjusting in for the popped out. The fly out to left. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and take a moment, and we are now going to the top of the 7th, tied at 1. Who's going to flinch? We'll find out in a little bit right here on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube channels. I want to say thank you to all of the sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, and bsdnlive.com. Leadoff batter, Nolan Duzick, or Kent McGill, I'm sorry, stepping into the batting box. He was not batting and now must be filling in as first pitch in time and the outside for ball one. That one's called strike, 1-1. So this is the first time we've seen left fielders bat Kenton McGill. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Warriors looking to hold the Mount Clippers. And that one. Count goes even at 2. Called for ball. Just too far outside. Swing. That one goes high. Count is full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on base. Leadoff batter is Kenton McGill for the Clippers. And that one stays high. McGill with the walk. And that brings up, so McGill steps in instead of designated hitter, so that goes to the 9th. Austin Sykes, second baseman. Struck out. Bunt, and that bunt, throw over to first. A little off, but Barry able to reel that one in. Or Ulrey is able to reel that one in and get the tag. So then we give Sykes a sacrifice. Moving the runner ahead. Leadoff batter, Brixton Meyer, top of the order. Popped out, base hit, popped out. 1 out, runner on second. Christian checks the runner, pitch on the way, and that's low and inside for ball 1. Quinn Shutt doing a good job of staying behind the ball, not letting it get past him. Here comes the 1-0. Just too far inside with off speed. Doesn't drop in right, so 2-0. Pitch being delivered, swing, and that gets into left field. Coming around, the throw goes in and not able to get in. The Clippers with a base hit bring in a run. Move ahead now, they're 2-1 with that hit. So an RBI single. And that brings Coach out. So Wires coming out to have a conversation with Caden Christian. And hands the ball off. So that's going to retire Caden Christian. Pitch really well. Looks like coming out to pitch is going to be Cash Parson, the senior from Wahoo Public. I don't believe there's going to be any other changes made. So take a moment and let them warm up. So Cash Parson on the mound 1 out, runner on first. We'll be right back after this on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Thank you for joining us at Sam Crawford Field right here on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube channels. We're at the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, runner on first. The Clippers have brought in a run to go for the go-ahead 2-1. And we have a pitching change for the Warriors. So Caden Christian, great job up to this point in time, and relief is going to be from Cash Parson. So Cash is going in for the save. See what happens, but it all depends upon what the Warriors do at the bottom of the inning and what happens to the other 2 outs here. I want to say thank you to the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. Also the other sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoo State Bank. Continue to talk about them as we continue on. We have Preston Kuchera, catcher, stepping into the batting box with 1 out, runner on first. Walked, got tagged out as he tried to avoid the tag, and then struck out. Pitch inside, and with that, ball 1 and a stolen base. So I believe that's what Brixton Meyer now moved to second base. Kuchera at bat with the 1-0. Next pitch delivered, and that one's in there for a strike. Warriors tasked with getting the other 2 outs without anything else happening, and then using their 3 outs to get 2 runs for the go-ahead. Throw goes over to second. Meyer able to get back on the bag. One and one, 1 out, runner on second. Top of the 7th inning, the Clippers lead 2-1. Pitch on the way, swing, and that is grounded over shortstop. Throw goes over to first. Now on to home, and not able to get the double play. So the fielder's choice goes over to second, and we saw Meyer take off early to third, and he was able to wrap around and get the run. So now with 2 outs, bases have been cleared. So that is Kuchera with a sacrifice RBI, or a sacrifice run. Coach going to talk to the infield umpire. At bat is pitcher Chase Smith. Hit by pitch, walked and walked. 2 outs, nobody on base. Clippers now with a 3-1 lead, top of the 7th inning. Next pitch delivered, and that's low and inside. 1-0. So again, pitching is Cash Parson. Next pitch delivered, and that's swung on. 1-1. So the Warriors need this out and then 2 runs to keep the game going at the bottom of the 7th inning. So we'll see how this all plays out. Wind up pitch being delivered, and that's called strike 2. 1-2. Again, nobody on base, but 2 runs have come in. And that one's on the outside for a called ball. Counts even at 2. Pitch is being delivered, swing, and that's fouled down the first base line, or third base line, I'm sorry. That was close, though. Very, very close, within about 4 inches of being fair. Next pitch, swing, and that is fouled down the third base side again. Counts even at 2, 2 outs. Nobody on base. Pitch delivered, swing, and that is loped into left field right down the third base line. Wraps around first on the way to second. And there is. So Chase Smith. A double. So Miles McGill, courtesy running over at second. And that brings up first baseman Gavin Little. Struck out, sacrifice. Can't do a sacrifice here. Has to. It's going to be an out or it's going to be a go. Swing, and that is pop foul. Oh, 1, 2 outs. Runner on second. Throw goes over to second. That sweeps McGill back onto the bag. Wind up, pitch delivered, swing, and that is grounded out into left field. Picked up, the throw is on its way, but the run comes in. The throw goes all the way to the backstop. So it's an RBI double. So Gavin Little with an RBI double. Justin Wazinski walked, popped out, RBI double, and now has an 0-1 count with 2 outs, runner on second. Clippers lead 4-1. Wind up pitch. That one drops low. 1-1. Next pitch being delivered. Swing, and that goes sent out to center field. And able to get underneath that one was center fielder Brody Wimmer for the out, but not without doing some damage. 3 runs come around off of 2 hits, no errors, and stranding runner on second. Going to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Warriors have 3 outs to bring 3 runs in to keep the game going. 4-1, the Clippers lead right here on BSDN Live and Saunders County Online, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors. Today's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. We also want to say thank you to the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoo State Bank, UBT, Union Bank and Trust, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate, Titles, Scooters, Retire Path Advisors, Simon's Home Store, Inspro. Oh, wait. That was last year's. JEO. So some people get some additional call out there. So JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. First pitch, and that one is called ball. As we have at bat, it is shortstop Brody Milliken. Swing, and that one is popped up down the third base line, chasing down and not able to get to it in the dirt. Now we have a 1-1. Grounded out, got a base hit, but then was thrown out. 1-1, check swing, and calls it a 2-0 or 2-1. Was able to hold that swing back. Why not next pitch? Swing, and that is grounded out, picked up by third base. The 5-3 is in time for the out. Designated hitter. So DJ Ohm popped out, sacrificed earlier, but nobody's on bag right now. 1 out. Waiting for this first pitch. Wind up, delivered, swing, and that is foul down the third base side.
Good. You're on it. Let's go.
0-1. 1 out. Trailing by 3, 4-1. The Clippers with a lead over the Warriors. Next pitch delivered, and that's high and outside. 1-1. Next pitch being delivered, swung on and missed. 1-2. Wind up pitch delivered, swing and miss. Strike 3. That is out number 2. Comes down to 1 more out for the Warriors. So the second baseman, Braylon Pexa, stepping in. Swing, and that gets popped up. And getting underneath it, first baseman Gavin Little able to roll underneath that for the third out, and that is it for this game. So 3 up, 3 down, final, as Malcolm won the game 4-1 over the Wahoo Bishop Newman Warriors. Again, this is the last home game for a while for the Warriors, as they will be heading out and about. I want to say thank you to all of the sponsors. Again, tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Concrete. We also want to say thank you to Sponsors like JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Warriors with an early lead, 1-0 at the bottom of the first, and they were able to maintain that until the sixth, when the top of the sixth inning, the Clippers able to tie it up. But then the top of the seventh, the Clippers bringing in 3 more runs. The Warriors not able to answer back, and that wraps up the game 4-1. So taking a look at what we're going to see now for Wahoo Bishop Neumann for the Warriors as we continue on, look at the schedule. Like I said, that's going to wrap up their time at home for a while. As coming up next week on the 21st, they're going to be at Platte Valley. Then the 23rd at Beatrice. 25th, they'll be away at the Bennington tournament. Then 27th, they'll be at Elkhorn and coming back home on the 28th with only 4 games left of the season as they come home versus Lincoln Christian High School. Again, that will be the 28th. That'll be our next broadcast from Sam Crawford Field. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors as well as the team, the school, as we love to be a part of what's happening with Wahoo Public Schools, Bishop Neumann Baseball, and bringing that to you on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online, and Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Until next time, I'm Kelly Johnson, and that's going to wrap things up for us. Have a great weekend, because remember, Wahoo Public Schools, no school, they have an extended